doing that with 1NQ.
No, I don't either. I only did it because I had a $6,000 payout, so I'm like, you know, I'll take a little risk. Remember I told you guys with my business plan, we'll call it, my lucids are my, you know, take it a little slower. And so you guys remember I told you I got my payouts on the lucid, and then I'd broke those because I don't want to go. I'm on the fence. Part of me is like okay to go with live, but then I don't really want to do it. And so remember I told you guys I got the half of the other lucids, and then the other half I took my time, and so I got the other half on those last night as well, and so they're all sitting here fresh. And I still haven't even taken a trade on them. So those ones I take my time with a little. But my rapids, that's my that's my gambler's itch of get that big payday.
Yeah, 5 Lucid funded accounts is better than 1 Lucid live account. So.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And that's why this one you can see I group them, which is also why I don't do much. I have like 2 M&Q set up to do. Because that one I can take my time with, you know. Because you get one payout on 5 of them, I mean, that's good money. I don't need to really rush. I mean, that thing could take me, you know, a whole month and it's so good. So, but yeah, we'll see where we go, guys. Let's see, we got TikTok live now. Let me move all my stuff around here. And we have this afternoon, guys, so we can go over more stuff on that. But I will tell you, and I'm sure some in here will agree, including old Cody there, my pessimist of the group. Just kidding, kind of sometimes. But the there's a lot in trading that is, let me show you the setup. And there's a lot in trading as you get better that is, I got a feeling. Right, Cody? You start to get a little intuition of, got some spidey sense that's kicking in that I don't like. And sometimes you gotta trust your feeling and take the risk. But again, it's easier to take the risk when you are getting payouts than when you're
After
not.
hours and hours and hours of watching it, you start to notice little things that you can tell. Like, this is not going where I want it to go, or it's not passing a level or whatever. And you're like,
Yep.
I need to get out.
It just it made me think.
Usually,
Go ahead, Johnny.
Usually when you're 10 contracts long, yeah.
Yeah. I was just gonna say that. I was just gonna say that I'm pretty sure Cody once or 10 times has been in a long, and then I go, ooh, hold on, guys, I've seen this. Oh yeah, this is gonna go deep. This thing's gonna drop, and then Cody goes, close long.
Yeah.
If you know, I'm not always right on it, but you know, I think I've put enough confidence into those I've mentored for a while that when I say, wait a minute, I've seen this before. Where's it going then? Up. Okay, closing short. Not doing it. Yep, going to zero. Smooth. We're going to zero. And NASDAQ to zero.
Now.
$1. We're gonna do the prices right NASDAQ today, guys. $1. I gotta do that. Apparently, that's how you go viral on TikTok. Is you just do controversial statements because then you get comments. So that's gonna be our. We were kind of joking a little bit about some things today, you know. So every question of where we're going is gonna be, we're going to zero. The sky's falling. Prove me wrong. Then I can get more comments. Ooh, buddy. To the moon. Yeah, stick around for just a second. I let people come in on TikTok because I only got like 13, so I usually watch it. We usually get a little influx here soon because everybody comes to see Neo. They don't show up right at 9 because they know I talk from 9 to 9:15. Neo's 9:20, and that's when everybody goes, okay, time to join. Neo's starting to talk. Nick's shutting up. Let's fire him up.
Hey, Nick, ready and waiting. The MNQ is currently acting like it's trying to find a reason to exist, so let's see if we can find a setup that isn't a total dumpster fire. What's on your chart?
We'll turn him up a little bit. What's on your chart? A dumpster fire. You tell me what's on my chart. What are we looking like on the MNQ? Give me some key levels to watch. Alright. Yeah, we'll give it a few minutes, guys, and then we'll run through my thoughts, and then we'll jump into the Neo thoughts.
MNQ looks like a total dumpster fire right now. Sell pressure is trying to do its thing, but bullish institutional flow keeps dragging it back into the chop. It's basically the market equivalent of trying to have a serious conversation in a mosh pit. Key levels. Overhead. That bearish order block at 29,332.75 to 29,342.50 and the gamma wall at 29,355.37 are acting like a bouncer at a club you're not getting into. Downside targets. If sellers can actually grow a spine, the 5-minute structure low is around 29,302.50, and the measured move target sits near 29,248.25. Verdict. It's a range-bound mess. I'm not touching this until price either clears that overhead wall or flushes the local low with some actual conviction. Patience isn't my favorite flavor either, but it beats lighting money on fire in the middle of this chop.
I love AI. Do you guys notice how he is just a little different every freaking morning as he grows? Patience isn't really your AI. You have more patience than any of us. What are you talking about? I'm about to call him out. Guys, I'm just watching the TikTok people come on in, and then we'll get rolling. But yeah, we did a little pre-market thoughts. We have a pretty good channel, right? So you can see, what time is it? 9:07, a little bit early, but we have a pretty clear channel, guys, that we broke. So for us to do a little pre-market pull retest, maybe even an open sweep wouldn't surprise me. But if we get above that 450 area, a lot of room up. The only concern I have that we marked out is this here. This is kind of a little death triangle, because you have a lot of support that pushed up, but then you also had where we broke it and then lost it, right, for a deeper low. So anything that doesn't really get out of that runs the risk of dropping again. So we do have a potential of a little inverse head and shoulders, possibly. I only say that I teach not really look at the patterns, but just because. If you take that kind of low up to, let's say we do push on open and we happen to get pretty good, we still could have a pretty damn good pullback too. So don't get too crazy on the breakouts. But yeah, in theory, you know, as we kind of climb up, we'll just move through. I know I got a lot going on in here, guys. We were kind of marking up some things in the pre-market with the mentor side. You can see we had a clear top here, clear break here of our can fan on the structure. We push, we held, we push. So yesterday, really for the past, you know, since Friday, really, I was talking about this low of this sweep wick is huge, because this is what propelled us, right? We got the sweep wick, the hold, the close above, the push, higher low, propelled. We had a kind of a weak extension from the high, causing a pullback. Then if you take the fib retracement and you pull it back down to that low, you can see we had a perfect rejection on the 382, which caused a deeper low. My first suspicion back here was that we would get a leg extension down to that low, because I love measure moves. And if you take a measure move from there to that high, it's pretty close to damn near this teal line that was the prior neckline of the inverse head and shoulder that pushed us up. That was my first thesis. Then we kind of came through, we broke that bottom a bit, we lost it, came through, we hit, if you take, where did we take it? Let's see. So if we zoom out, we'll click on it here. You can see that's where it was, just hiding in my yellow line. I like to do the fib on the higher levels, and so you can, based on pivot, guys. So low and high. So if you take this, and we can delete it out real quick and do it again. So if you take that, because we're measuring a bullish pivot, we're going to do low to high. If you are one that loves to make it exact, you can do that. Looks like the low is 200. But I have a feeling this one's going to stay pretty relevant. And you can take the high, which is 73.25. You just click on it, and then you can adjust. Yeah, we're getting a little pre-market volume here, guys. And we'll lock it in. So the reason why this line is important is you can see we had a clear tap of the 382, pull into an absorption with the push. We had a clear channel that is breaking out. So now we're just rejecting off of the 236 right here. So you can see we've done it 1, 2, 3, 4 hours in a row. And so typically with the fib stuff, right, if you hit the 382, reclaim the 236, then you're going to jump pretty hard. And so I would expect that to likely happen, but it doesn't mean we can't have a pull. So be careful. I don't think it's going to drop back into channel, but if it by chance does, for me, I'm more looking long for sure, because I will not short out of a breakout of a parallel channel. But I'm going to be aware that there can be pullbacks. I'm not really looking to take too many deep pushes unless Neo kind of guides me into that. So, yeah, that's kind of my thoughts today, guys. I think this is going to be a potential dangerous area. The 449 is what we identified as a pretty critical one that we got to clear. So let's go back over to... This is the chart that I'm going to run for TikTok, because any blue line that you see is going to be one that Neo put. I'm going to delete the white line. I think we did it based on some high time frame doji. So we're going to clear out all of our drawings like this. I want to keep it nice and fresh for you guys. I will run just a few of my indicators. I try to keep it pretty clean. The trap and block is the best one we have by far. I think it's really good as far as for what you guys can get. And so this one I don't mind running because it's pretty easy to see. It doesn't take up too much of the screen. So, but you can see whenever you get lettering below the block, it signals the push the other way. So see lettering, push the other way. And sometimes you're going to get this where you get chop zone. So, which is playing out pretty well. So they're trapping south, trapping north. One of them are going to break. So I'll leave that one on. I have been putting my flow trading on lately, but I just turned a lot of it off. Just because I like to see my resistance and support zones, which this actually lines up pretty well with what we were talking about earlier in that trap area. It also shows me my sessions, and it shows me my Lisma. So I'll probably put this one on there too, just because I really do like to see the liquidity of the sessions that it goes through. But the most important thing, the star of the show, is Neo. And so we have 915. So this is Neo. He is our AI that our company created. It's just web-based. NextStepAlgo.com is our website. And anybody that wants to run him can. He's commercially hosted server-wise, and he's awesome. So he's a trading coach, mentor, guide, whatever you want him to be. Comedian, you know. He can say things how you want him to. If you have a question, you just ask him. If you don't know what to ask him, you just say, I don't know what to ask you. If you want to know what good questions to ask him, you say, what good questions do I ask you? All that. He is true AI, guys, not scripted, and you will find that out. He is, for those who love to think AI is not great because it's agreeable, put him on uncensored or sarcastic personality, and you let me know how agreeable he is. He's not very agreeable. If he does not like something, he will argue with you until you prove him wrong through logic. But he will give you key levels. He's going to give you trade management, setups. He is kind of slowly becoming famous for his morning calls. So we record each morning. in our website, and you can see under trading videos, we have each morning session, including the one we're doing now. And so when you come into here, you can click on them and fast forward through, and you can see the morning call he does. Yesterday's morning call was absolutely spot on, but it was so fast that if you weren't ready to take a little risk, you probably didn't catch it. I think I'm set up. Let me look at my accounts. Yeah, I got all my accounts set up. I'm good. Good deal. All right. I don't need to push too hard, but I'm still going to do some trading. I did pretty good in Asia last night. So I'm up about 6, almost 7K already. So I don't really need to go crazy. I'm going to refresh him. Let's do a fresh look here. And let's get some levels going on with Neo, guys, and prepare for our open.
Hey Nick, I'm live and ready to babysit the charts. Hopefully, MNQ behaves, but I've got my sarcasm filter set to maximum, just in case. What are we hunting today?
He's like extra stupid today, guys, for some reason. I love that opening comment. If you can give me the key levels that we should be watching around this range, so we can begin to mark our charts as we get into nearing US Open. And so again, you just talk to him, guys. If you're not sure what to say, you just hit the microphone and you just talk to him.
All right, Nick. Let's mark up the chart so you don't get steamrolled before the bell rings. Price is currently playing chicken inside a bearish order block at 29,330.75 to 29,342.75, which is basically Chop City. If you want overhead resistance, the institutional wall at 29,355.37 is sitting right there as the do not enter sign. Downside targets if this thing decides to break are the measured moves at 29,248.25 and 29,193.75, with a major wall lurking down at 29,110.37. Don't get trigger happy. The market is just getting its morning coffee, so wait for the open to see who actually has the steering wheel before you start throwing money at it.
And he's got a lower one here. Oh, that's a measure move one. And a really low one, man. Alton's already going short. I know it. I don't know. He didn't really give anything above, which is interesting. There's a major wall down here. Now, I don't know that I trust this major wall quite yet, because remember, they will update come open on the institutional data. For those kind of joining, no, this is NASDAQ. For those joining a little later, guys, even though we have lower targets, be really careful, because on the higher time frame, 1 hour, we are paralleling and we broke out. So anything that stays above like 245 runs a risk of jumping really far. But if we, the 241, if we break below that, then we definitely can drop really far, because it would invalidate. So according to him, we have a bearish wall here. 355 was the high. 248 would be a measured move. Also 193, and then 110 he's got his institutional. So but we'll see where we go on open from here. Those on the Google Meet, like I mentioned yesterday, if you're able to join on TikTok also, even if you can just mute your volume, I would appreciate it. Because I'm trying to see if I can get them to let me through my algo hold of death here. So if you have trouble finding me at times, it's because they tend to cap me out. And so we're trying.
100 is your max.
Dude, I'm telling you, it's literally the same thing every day. I can show you the recording. It goes 100, 80, 70, 60, 50, 40, 30, 20. Okay, guess we're done. So, but yeah, I'm charting MNQ on that. So we'll see, guys. We got 10 minutes. Still plenty of time to see what we got going here, guys. Let's see, updates on the Neo trading. So we are we're at the phase now. So the first phase that I was doing with Neo trading for us is well, I'm gonna pause for a moment on that, Jacob. I don't know how long you've been trading, and I'm going to give you some shocking information. But if I say NASDAQ's going up, where do you think QQ is going? It's going up. We can do QQQ levels, but we're trading NASDAQ for this. But if you wanted to have your own Neo, Neo can do QQQ. So just for you, I'm going to do that. Watch. Jacob from TikTok wants to know the QQQ levels before open to watch. Can you please give him those? So you can just switch that. But yeah, QQQ goes with NASDAQ. So you can almost trade QQQ while charting NASDAQ.
Tell Jacob the QQQ is currently playing a game of Can I Stay Under VWAP at 706.28, which is just about as exciting as watching paint dry. For the key levels, we are staring at a massive institutional wall at 707 and 708 acting like a ceiling, basically telling buyers to go home. If the bulls actually show up and clear those, they have still got a 5 minutes bearish order block waiting at 709.05 to ruin their day. I wouldn't let him chase the open blindly. Wait to see if price reclaims 707 and actually holds it, or if sellers just keep slapping us back down from these walls like it's their job.
There you go. Oh, not doing that one. Guys, appreciate you joining on TikTok. We are going to be live trading here in about 8 minutes using Neo's guidance on the NASDAQ. So I can't pivot too much. Typically, we're done by around 10:15, 10:30, because Neo is pretty awesome in telling us direction. Oh, it's amazing. Yeah, you're going to love Neo, Jacob. And for anybody who's joining in, guys, because I do see the ticker jumping finally. This is Neo. He's the AI we created. He's on commercial servers. He is a company myself and 2 friends created. You too can have your own Neo. All you need to do is go to the website, NextStepAlgo.com. We do a free 3-day trial. It requires no credit card, no nothing, doesn't even go through Stripe. You guys can be on it within 5 minutes if you want. You don't have to do any settings. You don't have to connect any data. You don't have to do nothing. You just load it up on your cell phone wherever you want and talk to them. That's it. Oh, it's amazing. You would love it. You would love it.
So if your town's building a data center in your backyard.
Yeah, yeah. All right. And so, yeah, give it a try. That's why we do a free 3-day trial. I would love to dive in deep on all the questions, but if you're curious about Neo and what he can do, then stick around for a little bit and you'll see what he can do. He's pretty awesome. Yeah, Len is ready. I know Alton's in there. Alton, you got your finger going like this. Neo, tell me which way. 10 NQs already populated. I know you. I don't know if he's in there. Appreciate you guys joining because we broke our threshold. Maybe they'll let me surpass finally. So we have 7 minutes. Let's get back to the NASDAQ. So we have about 7 minutes until open. Just so you know, we are live on TikTok and with the community if you want to say hi to everybody before we move into the US Open stuff.
What's up, TikTok and the rest of the community? Let's try not to donate our entire accounts to the market gods before the bell even rings. MNQ is currently grinding inside that bearish order block at 29330, 29342 with sell pressure ready, so don't be the hero trying to guess the open. Keep an eye on 29,355 overhead. If that holds, we're looking at downside targets toward 29,248 and 29,193. Just grab your coffee, watch the paint dry for these last 7 minutes, and wait for the market to actually show its cards before you start throwing money at it.
I just noticed this, guys. We weren't even looking at it when we were talking earlier, but look at that. Again, the V. played out perfect on it. Pretty cool. But yeah, again, guys, Neo, he has memory. So in about 4 minutes, I ask him a famous question, which is where would he send price if he's a market maker or running the book to wreck the most retail traders? And he's pretty spot on with that. Man, we're getting some crazy buy pressure here, right? 5 minutes before. I will caution you on a couple things. We were talking about this morning. NVIDIA earnings tomorrow is going to obviously shake up the industry. I don't know this is going to happen, but I will tell you historically, they do the same thing. Right before the earnings, they dump us like crazy, and then right before the earnings, they pump us like crazy. And so, you know, we might end up seeing that pump. And so, because we've been pretty bearish. But we will ask him that question in about 3 minutes. Aside from that, guys, as far as what he can do, you don't have to set up anything. You don't have to go in and do settings. You don't have to attach data, none of that stuff, right? All you need to do is go in and talk to him. If you don't know what to ask him, you just say, I don't know what to ask you, right? If you say, you know, if you want to know what good questions to ask, you can ask him that, and he'll tell you that. So, yeah. Oh, it's gonna be awesome. Oh yeah, Neo's great. Neo's great, and he's got memory, so he's gonna remember what your preferences are. He doesn't care if you have a trading strategy, an indicator you like. You know, he will just help you by giving you extra validation. So on that, it's actually cool. A lot of I've gotten a good amount of people that come back and say that they have a trading strategy that they like, and they talk to Neo about it, and he's actually improved their win rate by giving them advice, which is cool. Good to hear. I like it. Or if you're an indicator person, right? If you say, I got an indicator throwing a short, let me see. You know, you throw out the you know, question on there like, hey, I got an indicator showing me going short. Do you think that's valid, right? He will tell you why it is or why it is not, or what concerns to watch for. So, but 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute. Let's see. You know what's funny? We got to look at the trading view one on that, Paul, because yeah, I do see that it shows consumer confidence at 10. I wonder if they're marking it as a lower. Man, they're sweeping this thing. We only got about a minute. I'm curious because that one didn't show up on.
It's low.
It's lower. Okay, so it's it's not the big one. It's only the two head. It's not the big one. Because what I do is I measure these ones, the important ones. So the next real big one is not till like the 27th.
Tomorrow.
Look at the little pull here. Man, maybe his low levels be viable after all. Let's look at, so we can come all the way back down to, again, remember 241, right, and still be a breakout retest on that channel. So just keep in mind that somewhere around this 248. Yeah.
And the question.
Oh yeah. Sorry. Let's do it on. We'll leave it on funny. If you were running this book based on the data that you have, where would you send price come open here in a little over a minute for the U.S. Open to wreck the most retail traders? It's like, give him the question, Nick. Shut up. I love it. It's awesome.
If the goal is maximum retail chaos right at the bell, the squeeze into that bearish order block at 29330, 29342, and the gamma wall at 29,355 is the prime setup to bait breakout longs, only to dump them immediately. That is a classic bull trap to wreck the FOMO crowd. If it flushes below the 29,311 low first, that catches all the breakout shorts, leading to a nasty reclaimed rip. I'm not playing the guess the wreck game. I'm waiting for price to actually show me who has the authority. If price rejects the 29330, 29355 zone, the first meaningful downside target is 29,248. Acceptance above 29,355 would invalidate the bearish idea, but confirmation beats a guess every time.
Okay. So he is talking about doing a rip up to the 355. And then a possible flush below the 311. If the 311 flushes, it would be 248. So we got more get open. Let's see. I'm like, anybody else's ticker just stop? That was crazy. Yeah. Oof, look at this. Watch. Let's see if we get that flush to the 355. see. A little dance here, guys. Well, we should get. It's looking like it wants to try to do it. Didn't quite make it, but let's see if we hold. We'll ask him about the institutional data, but I want to see if we get to there. So his thesis is if we hit here and reject, he thinks we'll pull to the 248. If we break through 355, then that would be further upside. So we got all the way to the 342, which is the low of the bearish order block. We didn't quite make 355, but pretty close. Oh, still pretty good either way. Might come up on it anyways. He rarely doesn't hit his actual target. It just, how quickly it gets to it. It might actually get it right now. This dude. I'm trailing in my long from him.
That was freaking $585 trade you passed me though.
Oh yeah, all day, man. Welcome to Neo. He does this shit all day. Yeah, I just got through my third intraday on that one. Oh, I hit my TP on my Lucids too. So I restarted my Lucids, so that was 400 times 5. And my intraday got through on that one. So these all three now are payable. Go Neo! Alright guys, so Jacob, if you're hanging around, welcome to Neo. He hit his 355 target. 2 minutes in, guys, we're done. Everybody else is waiting for the first 15 minutes. You guys have a great rest of your day. Thanks for joining. I think that might be the problem. I just thought about my TikTok algorithm problem. It's not an algorithm thing. It's that you guys all finish in 2 minutes and you're like, I'm out. Just, who took that? Come on, where's Alton, man? He's gonna be so pissed that he called it again. Chug, you got it. Andrew got it. Who got it? Come on, share some P&Ls. I haven't been asking about P&Ls in a while. So anybody wondering is like, what did I just watch? Neo has called the U.S. target open swing for the past like 10 weeks now, guys. I don't know. Hold me honest. You got it, Ted. Nice. Yeah, a lot of people in here have seen him do this every day. Every day. You know what's funny is, guys, and let's just be honest with it, right? And so last week there were some days he got it, but it wasn't as clean. You guys noticed this week, both yesterday and today, was damn near perfect. I mean, yesterday was really perfect, but today was pretty damn perfect. I'm not in a trade right now, guys. I have a strict rule I do, which is called put myself on timeout. Whenever Neo hits his first move, I put myself on timeout. I don't want to take anything else. I mean, you think about it, in that one move for me, I just did 2,000, like 2,400 in 2 minutes of open. I don't need to rush. So I got my 3 of the rapids that I was redoing through my intraday, and now they're all guaranteed money tonight. So I'm gonna probably work on that one right now and see if I can flush it through. But yeah, and that wasn't even high volume on my Lucids. I only did 4 M and Q. That was it. This is my first trade I took on these ones. I just started restarting them. So it was good. It was a good day. So keep in mind, guys, be careful shorting.
I'm still trailing.
You should. You're a maniac. No, good. No, good, man. Hey, he said, guys. He said if he can stay above 355, then we will see much higher. Is what he said. So, see right here, acceptance above 355 would validate any bearish idea, and the confirmation beats the guess, right? So, if we continue to hold above 355, we're likely going to come up to the EU high, which is going to be that 419 area. So. But again, I have some pretty strict rules I like to adhere to, which is put myself on timeout when I just had a big trade, because otherwise you're going to jump in, and you will find out quickly why that's a bad idea. So now that we have 5 minutes in, let's check with him now. That was a fantastic call. A lot of people took that long to the 355 on open, so you did it yet again. Myself, I pulled about 2,500 from it, so fantastic start. So while we're all on timeout, not in a trade, most of us, give us the new institutional levels that we need to watch so we can prepare for the next move. Let's see what he adjusts, because now he's got US Open new levels, so we can watch those. So let's adjust our new levels.
Glad you caught that runner, Nick. $2,500 is a hell of a start to the day. With price at 29,350.75, we are bumping into overhead resistance starting at 29360,
See why I put myself on timeout.
29368, with 29372, 29380 looming right above. I wouldn't chase fresh longs into that wall until price shows it can actually clear and hold that cluster. Otherwise, you're just volunteering to be exit liquidity for the institutional sellers.
Okay, so he updated the walls. So he's got overhead resistance at 360 and 368. So we're gonna put one just at 368. We'll know that that's our high there. He's got one at 372. So these are all kind of real big clustered. I might just leave that one at 372. Well, shoot, then another one at 380. Oh yeah, that's a big old cluster wall right here. He's got like 3 levels all in one shot. He didn't give us anything lower though, which is interesting. I got that. I marked those levels. Can you give me the institutional levels though? Let's see what he says. So right now we're in a 50% control
with
pullback. I gotta see how
MNQ
that holds.
29,337.50. Here is the institutional map for you. The 29,355.37 to 29,363.03 area is currently an overhead reaction block acting as resistance. 29,313.55 is acting as below price support. 29,490.37 is still sitting way up there as extended overhead resistance. Just remember, these are reaction zones, not guaranteed reversal points, so I'd use them for context, not blind trades. You still need clean structure and confirmation before trusting anything.
Yes, indeed. Just thinking of what I want to do here. Okay. So what I'm watching on this, so let's look at the levels. So the levels seem pretty tight actually, guys. Interesting. Oh, he had one at 490. Interesting. That might be where we go to at some point. He's got one at 490. That's pretty interesting. Yeah, the prior high is at 83. Okay, so we're getting a rear back right off that bearish wall that he was calling earlier. So this pullback is normal. 313 is what he's calling as possible support from the institution. So any kind of bounce from there. So we can watch that. Let's see if we get a bounce from there. He didn't really have much lower, so I'm kind of interested to why he didn't have much lower. 60. Interesting. That would be why. Welcome to Neo again. So, look at the bounce right off 313. I took it now, mine. I'm gonna watch it for a second, try to possibly trail this thing. I'll tell you guys, whenever he does not give me lower levels, it always means something. So, I've noticed that with him every freaking time, guys. There is a reason he does not give you lower levels. So we got that at 60. See if we get the push back up to the 72. Anybody take the bounce off that? I know most of you guys know how those levels work. I did. And it's about, yeah, just hit my TP.
Yeah, I'm in too.
I just hit my TP on that one.
Yep, I took that bounce too, and I'm done for the day.
Look at
Just hit
the
my
one
profit target.
nice. I got like 500 on that one. So now I got a little additional payout. Let's go. That's only 5 MNQ. I'm telling you guys, man, Neo, y'all missing out, man. I can't tell how many people that I talk to about it, and they're either hesitant or they come back later and go, dang, I broke like 30 or 40 evals, and I wish I would have gotten Neo earlier.
Hey, Nick, how is he doing on auto trading at the open? Is he doing pretty good?
So yesterday he was like 8 wins in a row on it, but I had to modify some stuff yesterday. But yeah, yesterday that was when he had that big old stretch that we were talking about, so he crushed it. But I'll talk about him in a minute, or when we're done about 9:30. Nice, get it, Joan. But yeah, guys, I'm telling you, the beauty of AI is it's kind of like a person, right? If I say something, if I'm gonna say something, how I say it, why I say it, the words I use, the words I choose, they all mean something, right? Just as people. And so, context, and AI is no different. Remember, that's why I was looking at it like he is not giving me anything below 313, and he has a 490 potential target. I don't know. Usually when he doesn't give me something lower at the time, there's a reason, right? Good job, Ella. Yeah, and so let's see if we get the pullback to it. What I want to watch here is if we can pull back to it, doji, close above. Shit, I ride the train again. Now we know this is a bearish block, so we want to be a little bit careful. So let's see if we pull into it again, and we can ask him also. That was a great call. We were just talking about how you didn't give us any levels below 313, and usually that tells us something. So when we dojied out, got the confirmation close, we took that back up to the 372. Phenomenal. Any adjustments in the levels we should look at? Because we're just ranging right now.
Glad you nailed that exit before the ceiling came down. Since we're sitting at 29,335.75, your new floor is at 29,330.20 major gamma support. And you've got a resistance sandwich at 29,355.37 to 29,362.33 acting as your new ceiling. Watch those closely. Anything in between is just chop soup until we actually break out or break down.
Okay. Guys, anything in between is chop soup.
It's too early for Chinese food.
Chop suey. Man, he's still just is not wanting to give us, and he's talking about 330 now. I don't know, guys. Like I said, we'll see where it goes, but I wouldn't be shorting this.
Hey, anybody in the community, I highly recommend. I posted a video in the chat yesterday morning, and it literally explains on why and the importance of the gamma walls.
Yeah, what
and
they
it
do.
literally gives the whole entire breakdown on basically it's the market makers covering their positions, and that's exactly why the gamma walls work so well, and it's a very interesting video. If anybody gets a chance to watch it.
This might break this 330. I'm a 3 MNQ on this one. I'm gonna trail it a little wide, but if this gets a good break out of it, man, it could be a really good push, guys. This could be a phenomenal day, man. This is he's been spot on with this so far. I'm telling you, when he refuses to give me lower shit, like, let me delete this stuff because this was earlier, this was prior. He hasn't given me anything lower. We're just ranging in this range right now. That's wild. So 380 is his heavy resistance though, guys. So if it can't break that, you know, we're going to keep rejecting. So don't get too crazy, but we're testing the 50 on it right now. You see that?
Nick, did you say you?
I was gonna say that. See the perfect pull here. So if you pull back to the pivot there, it's almost a perfect 50. Those I taught yesterday. Notice how we did a perfect 618 tap, 382 reclaim. Y'all know what happens with that. So that's why I'm still in this one. Man, this could be, y'all. This could be a phenomenal this day. This is gonna be one of my bigger days. This is gonna be crazy. I'm still trailing this one. So I'm gonna put a trail back below, I think, here. So somewhere around like 59. If it comes back, it comes back. But yeah, my intraday that I was at 18. Look, I'm almost 32. So this is like a $2,400 guaranteed payout tonight already. So my lucids are doing pretty good. I'm up like 9, so it's like 5K on that. So this could end up a pretty good day. Neo nailing this one. You are nailing those bottoms. We had a perfect pull almost back to that 330 hold and then another jump. Is the data that you're showing supporting continuation push or any traps we should be worried about? Yeah, he's killing it. Yeah.
Glad we caught that. The market is screaming bullish, but we're pressing the 29,391.75 high. Chasing this blindly is volunteering to be exit liquidity. I'd much rather see a pullback hold near 29,367.26. If that defends, we have a cleaner path. If it just smashes through without a dip, let it go. Better to miss the move than catch a top.
So his 490 was his call. I'm curious if we'll get to that.
All right, I'm taking a break for a minute.
Yeah, just do a little pause for the cause, man.
Yeah, I lied and went in again, but took profit.
One in every crowd. No, good
I
job.
passed Neo and made 225 on funded, working my way up to my $1,100 buffer.
That's awesome, man.
That structure just looked too good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And those who have traded with Neo for some time know this, that when he does not give levels lower, it just means something, man. When you guys remember that, I mean, again, I love the keep me honest, right, for the TikTok marketing. One of the days, guys, I was like, okay, cool, got the levels. Now what's below 313? And he goes, don't worry about it. We're not getting there. And I'm like, what? Like, I've never had him tell me not to, like, don't worry about it. Like, what? And we never broke it. And I was just like, so when he says shit, it matters, guys. It truly does matter on it. And we're still
smack that 410 wall again.
Yeah. So we have the EU high at the 420, right? We're getting to a little sticky around 430, but he called an institutional wall at freaking 490. That was the, you know, this is the lowest he would give us, and then he gave one way up here. So I wouldn't be surprised if we don't get up there, guys. But you can see we're hitting a lot of resistance from within this. So to get a pullback controlled wouldn't be way out of line. How it treats the pullback is going to be what's critical, right? And so that's where you guys know, grab your fibs and look. So right now we're 382. If we reclaim 236, it's going to jump. If we hit 0.5, reclaim those, it's going to jump, right? Even 618, it can, but it's going to be a measure of how strong is this controlled pullback. And that's what we're looking at here. What was the high we got to? 416.25. So we didn't even quite get to that high. Okay, so here's our controlled pullback. Now we want to see how does this respect. There's our 50, and there's our perfect tap. So a tap, doji, close above will give expansion, regardless of that block. Let's see if we get the 50 push. Looks like the buyers are coming in pretty strong.
You might want to double check that volume. It's actually showing sell pressure with a buy fraction
Because
sitting
he's
at
looking at you.
34%, so the buyers are more trying than strong. We're currently sitting right on that 29,367.26 gamma support, which is the definition of a make or break spot. I need to see price break and hold above the
Neo just went long.
29,379.81 reaction zone before I trust a long. Otherwise, this looks more like a classic trap setup.
Right as you went long, you liar. No, I'm just kidding. I wasn't referring more to volume. I was talking structure. So we had a pretty good push with a pull, and then we hit the 50 and had a decent bounce. So I'm just trying to determine, are they going to hold this 50 here? So structure-wise, they look strong, not volume. Let's see.
You've got the structural read right. Buyers are clearly trying to turn this into a higher low party. The problem is we're currently pinned right under that 29,370.77 gamma wall, turning it into a stubborn ceiling rather than a trampoline. I need to see a clean reclaim and hold above 29,370.77 before I trust this to launch
I want to see this invalidate.
29,489.81. If price caves and loses that 29,358.75 active low, the bullish dream takes a timeout.
So what I'm looking for here is I want to see this invert or this head and shoulder invalidate. So see we're at this. If we tap the 618 push, we are coming into Lisma, but I want to see this kind of invalidate hard the other way, because that would be our first little minute bear trap. But we're getting a pretty good pull from it, so we'll see here. What would be a good long setup from here if you were to look long?
You're trying to catch the falling knife right at that 29,369.98 gamma support? Bold strategy. Let's see if it pays off. The long setup becomes valid if buyers can reclaim and hold the 29,369.98 level with a 1-minute bullish candle close. If that confirms, the first meaningful target is that rejection high up at 29,411.25. If price fails to hold 29,369.98, that's your first warning, and a confirmed loss of the 29,355 area structurally invalidates the thesis.
Got it. Okay, so he wants a break and hold of 369 before he would consider it. Really 370, to be honest. So we're going to delete the 380. So 370. He's got 411 as a possible next push. Are there any signs of the bears taking this over? What would they need to break below before the bulls party is over? So the head and shoulder micro-wise played out. So this is a moment of truth, guys.
The bulls are definitely still holding the punch bowl, but the bears are checking if it's spiked. The party doesn't end until they crash through that 29,341.48 institutional pivot support and then lose the major 29,319.98 gamma wall. Until they do, this is just a polite pullback, not a full-blown takeover. If they can't break those floors, the bulls are still very much in charge.
Testing that 313 again. Went deeper than I thought it would, for sure. Let's see if we get the bounce off 313 again. Do you have any lower levels we should be watching now that we're pressing into the lows? Let's see if anything changed on the lower levels side of things. So that 313 area was where we bounced last
We're getting
time.
squeezed tighter than a pair of skinny jeans right between 29,319.98 and 29,322.31. That 29,319.98 level is your major gamma support. It's essentially the last line of defense keeping the floor from falling out. If we lose that level, don't expect a polite bounce. It's likely going to get messy fast. Treat 29,319.98 as your primary, do or die, level for now.
Yeah, I want to see if we get a bounce here, guys. Because see how we're very minute, but we're still high or low. Bulls got to come in here sooner. They're definitely going to lose a little. I'm going to watch this one because I'm going to try to take a couple of these intraday trades. So I got to be a little more careful in the intraday. Otherwise, you get smacked with the push-pull, especially when you're doing it in open like this. But yeah, it's looking pretty interesting, guys. They pulled that back farther than I thought they would. He's still not giving lows though. It's so weird. See that? He's still not giving us anything lower. But I really want to see the bulls kick in here. So where they would really kick in to push it for a higher high would be is if we can break above there, the 355. That's what I'm watching. But right now the head and shoulder played out. So that shows the bearish side is still there. Let's see how they treat the push here.
Can you hit a stop loss?
Yeah, he chose to close out, yeah. Yeah, I'm not showing you guys him because I had to do a really big change, and so I don't know how well he's gonna do with that. I have to monitor it. So I'm kinda holding off on showing you guys that one quite yet. Coming into our trap and block. So this could be good if we hit our trap and blocks and then reclaim the 313, but is there anything lower below us that we would look for as possible support? I'm just looking to see, is there any signs of buyers
coming in? The market's
coming in?
acting like it's auditioning for a horror movie, but yeah, there's support down here if you know where to look. Price is currently hugging the 15-minute bullish order block, 29,294.75 to 29,342.00, which is trying its best to act like a safety net. If that snaps,
right in the
the
block,
institutional
man.
gamma support near 29,229.81 is the next real reaction zone. Below that, the 60-minute bullish order block, 28,947.75 to 29,243.75, is where it gets truly structural, but don't bank on a bounce unless buyers actually show up to defend it.
So this is a big one, guys, because remember when they sweep it, look it right out of our trap and block. If we can get a close reclaim of that, then it would jump. And so, but if we keep having this act as resistance, then it will reject back down. He did give us a lower level now, so let's look and see if we get this reclaim, because that would be a really decent trap. But if this ends up rejecting consistently, then yeah, we're gonna go deeper. So I'm just watching that. So you guys know from yesterday's class, we have a little absorption, a low, we have absorption. So close above that one would be your propulsion that we'd watch. Dude, this thing is driving me crazy. I don't know. We'll see. Sellers are kicking pretty good, but see those little dom jumps we're getting? Oop, but look at that. Dom jump, dom drop. It's a battle here. This because the sellers know they have to hold that level. They got to hold this level or they're going to lose it. And so that's why we're getting that battle.
Consumer confidence came out.
Yeah, that one that makes sense why we got a little impulse, but yeah, that's a low grade news one. But it makes sense why we got the little jump. There's the absorption I want to see. Now I need the close above. So I got the absorption. Remember we taught yesterday in the class? Now it's a close above or close below. Let's see which way it wants to go. Mm-hmm. Holding on for dear life, that's for sure. And just watch him. It's interesting because we got an absorption here with the low, but we haven't got the close below yet. So as long as it can absorb here, push, close above this, then it will jump. That's kind of what I'm watching. I'm kind of channeling as well. Is there anything that you're seeing that we are not seeing that is something we should be aware of? Just going to leave an open interpretation and see what he says.
The market isn't hiding secrets, it's just actively trying to gaslight you. The only hidden thing is that price is currently sitting exactly on a major gamma support wall at 29,291.34. While the retail crowd is likely trying to chase a breakdown right now, institutional flow is trying to defend that floor. Don't fall for the breakdown trap until price actually loses and confirms acceptance below 29,291.34.
Let's see. It's quite the battle here, guys. He had 229 as his low, but we are channeling. See the channel? But it definitely came lower than I thought. In all fairness, I didn't even look at it, guys, but look at the deeper V. But see how it's channeling like that? A lot of times those channels end up potential landmines. So just be careful. I'm not shorting any of this. I want to see it reclaim these. So 291 is what he just gave up as an institutional level, so that's good. If we can reclaim that and then hold as support, that would signal the move back up. But if we stay below that, he'd call 229 as the low. But that's when you just let that go and then ride it the other way. Let's see. Bears came in pretty hot. If you guys remember from my other chart, 241, I think it was, is what we said we can get back to. See? It's a parallel breakout and retest on that. And so we'll see if we, so 241 was what I had as a retest. If we break through that 241, man, this thing is dropping. This is a moment of truth right here, guys. It was 241 to 245, somewhere in here. Because that's that parallel channel breakout retest. If you look at it on the high time frame, see? Breakout, retest. Almost perfect. So if we break back into channel, it's going to be nasty bearish, which I would be really surprised if it does that. Not impossible, but I would be really, really surprised. Just looking at these signs here. So we got a little minute doji. See if we get the close above if it respects any kind of push from it. With the bears kind of taking over control, where would the bulls need to clear to kind of get a full force take back control?
The bears are currently driving the bus, and the bulls are just trying to find a seat that isn't on fire.
This might
To
land
take
mine
back
if it
any
hits
real
it.
control, the bulls first need to reclaim the gamma resistance at 29,271.34, then regain the institutional pivot at 29,285.47. Real structural damage to the bears doesn't happen until they clear 29,302. Until then, every bounce is just a convenient reload spot for the sellers.
See, it's still channeling pretty well. So I'm watching, see how we have the doji here, and see how we got that controlled pullback perfectly right there? If that can control pullback and close above there, then that will spring us. But so now, guys, when you get into this, obviously this is the point where you want to put yourself on timeout as you get wins, right? Because you want to see where the market goes. Because this one came a lot deeper than I thought it would, for sure. And so now we want to kind of identify, is this a squeeze, right? Sometimes what they'll do when the market wants to be more bullish is they will squeeze it south and then spring it back north, right? Kind of shake out the weak hands, as Neo would say. So Neo's low that he has is that 229, which is mostly what I'm watching here. They're still holding it though. Wonder if we're gonna sweep that 229 that he keeps talking about. So 302 is what he said they gotta clear to have any hopes. Yeah, let's see if it double bottoms. We have a deep doji now, so close below there definitely is gonna sweep that. We have Asia low, EU low down here as well. I would just be really surprised if it didn't get some kind of a bounce with such a clear high time frame channel, but
There's a ton of orders down to 225, just a ton of liquidity sitting there waiting for them to go get it.
yeah, it's gonna be big to see if it double bottoms here. If not, then yeah, they may do a quick little sweep and jump.
London low at 210 also.
Yeah. Very interesting pullback, but we expected a possible pullback to 241. That was my call earlier today in the pre-market. Didn't think it would come that quickly though, I will say. Did not think it would come that quickly, so let's see if this gets any kind of push from it. Again, look at the channel, guys. Still channeling. Now it's just trying to identify when that channel is going to break, because they always break at some point. Let's see. I'm really trying to watch the DOM, because you guys know me, when I get these little channel walks like this, I'm looking for the DOM jumps. If I can see jump, 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 you know, then I know it's a landmine about to happen. We're getting a little, but not anything crazy yet on it, but it's a little bit there, minute.
It's flattening out, starting to curve a little bit, but man, there's just so much liquidity down there.
But sometimes,
yeah,
if you're looking at bookmap, sometimes they'll spoof that too. So.
Yeah, these have been there for a while though. I think they might just be like trapping people to go after it and then go the other way though. It just curves up.
That's what I'm thinking. Saying, yeah, they spoof it. So that 341, I'm telling y'all, that's a big deal. That 341 is a big deal, guys. See this? That's what I was talking about. If this can push through that 302, 313 he was talking about, then there's the landmine. And it's starting to try to look like it wants to play out. Let's see. So from a channel perspective, right, we broke our channel. If we take our fib pull like this, we're just rejecting on the 236. So if we break above 284, 309 is the next potential. But I want to see a shift in the trend. So I want to see when I get a big show of buyers here, I want to hold that 50 at least, 264. If we can hold that, we're going to get another jump. You guys know from the class yesterday, if we do a fib out, you know, 382, 236, that all shows variations of how strong that strength is. So I'm taking defensive longs through this, so we'll see how that plays out. But that 241 is kind of my 229. If we break through that, then I'll kill my defensive longs. I don't want to play through that. But so right now we have channel push. There's our control 50. Let's see if that holds. Went a little bit past, so I want to see that reclaim. Some dome jumps, buyer support.
Right at VWAP right now to 261.50 basically.
Yeah. I would suspect it'll try to get to that 302 and then either reject or blow through. So this is a little minute bull flag that's trying to play. So I'm just kind of looking at where I want to trail my rung I have in here. I'm going to see, it's heavily dependent on what this does. Because see how we have the minute bull flag with the doji, close above that, supports it, and needs expansion. If it doesn't get it, then it will sweep it. But it looks like it's gonna. Feels little dom drops. Well, they got absorbed though. A lot of doji land here. The buyers seem to be slowly trying to come in and take a little control back.
Yeah, I'm not buying them.
Yeah, I'm playing defensively,
They're
like
trying,
you guys know how I
bless
do.
their hearts, but trying and taking
Said
control
bless
are
their
two very
hearts.
different things. Price is bouncing off that gamma support at 29,271.34, which is cute, but I wouldn't call it a takeover until buyers can shove this through the institutional pivot at 29,298.81. Until then, don't mistake a floor bounce for a full reversal. The bears are still technically running the show.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I think that's gonna go down to 241.
So what I'm watching when I see a sweep like that is wherever the channel is, right, that I was watching. I want to see how that respects. So let's see if we need some kind of higher low here. But that, just watch the dome, see if the buyers come in at all here. He did do a bless your heart to the longs. Bless their hearts. Watching the dome though, because I want to see if this is a... Because I know that 41's a pretty big level, so I'm trying to see if it's a trap and they're going to jump it, or... Came down a lot lower than it should have, but we had a minute bull flag fail expansion that creates that low, so... It's gonna jump soon or this thing gonna be in the pooper.
I'll look at BAH at 231. Target the 29,183.
Yeah, it's hitting that 241 I called on the channel perfectly right now. So this is a moment of truth for it.
You got Asia high sitting around that level too, 168.
Yeah.
Bottom of the IB is 159. But 50% of the IB is usually pretty typical.
I think the most important thing to me on the day really is going to be how this treats here. See? So, because it's not only the bottom of a wick that shot us to the north, it's a push-pull control to the channel. Plus, if you pull this, right, Our 382 is 266, so 0.5 would be about 218. But that 241 is a make or break. I just would be shocked if there's not some kind of bounce from it. If there's not, it's going to go hard the other way.
Yeah, I usually find what we've got on gamma, like the large gamma wall sitting up around 466. So generally, I find we push down into the IB, and that gives us support. It gives us the fuel to push north or south, or depending on where it is. But
big sweep.
So 166 is negative gamma. So if we breach there, then we're gonna fall.
Yeah,
pretty hard.
Yeah. I just, with that parallel channel being pretty clean, I'll be surprised if this doesn't try to do at least something to 302, then decide if it wants to pull. But again, we came down a little harder south than I thought, so we'll see. I gotta watch this level, because this level to me is definitely gonna be a pretty critical one. For sure. So 229 is what he called. We are kind of shifting. See the parallel down to a parallel side? So the buyer progression is shifting a bit. See how it keeps trying to jump on that 241 area? That's why I keep watching on it. But yeah, I mean, we have Asia high here at 218, and that actually would be a perfect 50% pull actually too. Remember we just said 218. So there's a chance they could sweep it there, but I'm just would be real surprised if we don't get something off this 241. But I mean, it's trying. You can see they're coming in, right? But they're just not as strong as I was thinking they might be. Let's see. That 229, basically 29,229, is that still holding as a decent kind of potential support they might kick in for the buyers? See the dome jump? That's what I've been waiting on. Let me see. I need to see. Remember, when we get this bearish, I like to see like
Price is
two or
still
three.
lounging at 29,246. So 29,229 isn't exactly holding anything. It's just a ghost level waiting for a visit. The actual heavy-duty institutional gamma support is clustered down near 29,221. If price drifts that low, look to see if buyers actually show a pulse, absorption, or bounce, instead of just letting it slide through. Until it gets there, it's just a suggestion, not a floor.
It's just a suggestion.
Yeah, well, that 231 is the value area high for the day. It's going to stay bullish. We'd probably sweep there and push up, but yeah, typically we do come into the ID zone, so which is lower down. So that's around the, I reckon, the 29,180.
Yeah.
Which is 50%. Yeah.
Kind of where my mind's going with it is I'm expecting a little potential push just to stop hunt, shake out. But that would put it, I want to see, yeah, so push back to here and then see the 382 is starting to line up with that kind of 302. And so what I was kind of looking is if we curl, hit this, then reject, then I would see that deeply pull, but we'll see if bears are definitely pushing though. But bulls are still trying to defend that 241 area, so it's still playing out pretty potentially viable. And you can see, that's the channel that I'm kind of watching from that. It's a do or die, right? If the bulls kick in here, they can take advantage a lot because of that channel. But
yeah,
they lose that channel, then they're in trouble.
A lot of it's institutional. We were 1.8 billion short.
Yeah.
Now we're 0.7, so it's we're starting to get a bit of tit for tat.
Yeah. Scuba, we're still pushing some stuff, but yeah, Neo's got institutional levels for the gamma walls. I mean, you would many times I've went in and talked about gamma walls, but yeah, we're actually just starting to build our marketing stuff. We haven't done a ton of marketing right now because we've been in a lot of heavy build phase, so it's kind of the only marketing we've really done is TikTok Live, right? So you either find me or you don't. But we're working on some marketing stuff pretty soon. Yeah, they're pressuring hard. What a low volume. This is where, again, you know, I really like to watch, and you get that kind of little weird spidey sense feels, right? Because the way the volume's dying down, you know, they're setting up something. And so we got to figure out, is that setting up something the push or the drop? So we'll see.
They're just guiding it to a level.
Mm-hmm. But it's kind of like when I talk about landmines, right? Those jumps north. It's when they do these slow walks. I just like to see, is there any signs of like big money coming in those little dom jumps? And that's all I've been watching on my right here. Because those dom jumps are going to tell you everything you need to know. See how they
1.4 billion short now.
Mm-hmm. Now that we're kind of consolidating down here a bit, when would a long become viable? Just want to see what he sees. I'm looking for any kind of like absorption, like we kind of did minutely, but
the floor is lava at that 29,236.50 gamma
the floor is lava.
A long idea only becomes worth considering if they manage to hold that floor and then shove price back above the 29,266.50
There's the
resistance
sweep.
cluster.
Now let's see if we get any
If they
absorption.
can't clear that ceiling, you're mostly just catching falling knives, and those get expensive fast.
Let's see if we hold the absorption, guys.
2.45 billion short.
Yeah, look at our channel.
0.53, 2.57.
It's growing. There's the Asia high.
Yeah.
So we just tapped the Asia high.
2.8.
So we got a sweep. Let's see if we get a sweep and reclaim. Because now we are risking losing that channel. If we lose that channel, man, whew, yeah, that can come really down. Yeah, this 218 is also the 50%, I believe. Yeah, they're pushing.
Just watching Gex levels.
Yeah.
Just answering comment.
Yeah, I'm heavily watching this because I want to see. I love when it goes about this distance because you guys know these are my trap plays where it goes about that distance, it V's, closes, and then we spring like a mother. And so that's kind of what I'm looking at right now. If we can reclaim this low here, let's look and see.
This will be a retest. 231 level. It's a retest.
Yeah, that's why I want to see if it reclaims the low right here.
Yeah.
Lisbon's got a pretty good angle, so for us to go up and tap that wouldn't. But I want to watch the Dom because, like I said, I like to watch the Dom jumps. We're getting Dom jumps. See, there's one right there. And watch and see. I'd rather get about 2 or 3 of them in a row to know they're not fakes, but let's see if we get another one here. Yeah, we reclaim it. Look at, we got a trap. I'm telling you, we got the first Dom jump. See that V? Reclaim, watch. If it pushes here and any kind of like sweep and absorption, it's gonna jump. But,
That's a sweep of the UK high and the H.
at least the 73. There's the V, guys, remember? We were talking about yesterday. So we did get the higher out of it, too. The 50 is almost perfectly to the 229 he called. That's always funny to watch. Let's see. This might be that trap move I was telling you about. We'll see. It's got to hold any kind of pullback now to show that shift in strength has got to hold about here. So 229. Still kind of in that channel for those that love trend lines. Right, you're still kind of like doing that one. If you take a little pivot adjustment, it would be something like that. But I'm telling you, these little sweep hunts, times they end up pretty good. So I want to see how this one really plays. I love the angle of Lisma. So if we can get any kind of pull, push, push, pull, close, push would be ideal. So here's the little pull that's usually expected from it. As long as it stays above here, then I want to see good strength with absorption though, preferably. We are reclaiming that 241, which is big. I want to see buyer support showing that it's going to hold. But it's going to hold the 229, otherwise we're going to channel back down again. But this is usually a pretty decent sign. Yeah, still about that 229 we can come down to. Then I want to watch the DOM again and see if I get any kind of buyer jumps around that level. What time we got? 10:30? We still got time. It went from... It was a pretty easy market in the beginning, and now it's this is where it always intrigues me. It's interesting. Okay, so we swept that 50. We need buyers to come in now if it's going to be that. Otherwise, they're going to go again. It's a perfect tap on the 618 as well. So a reclaim of the 236 would validate it. Anything short of that, oscillation back down we go. I would be really surprised though with what that cleared. Yeah, Neo did call a level at one time. To your theory, I think that's fairly possible the way it's not respecting this channel, but I just would have expected some kind of push to retest these because that was like a perfect 382 hit. But it's got to hold this 29 in order for this to stay valid, otherwise it's invalid. So, unless they're losing. Let's see though. So for those just watching, guys, I am one who loves the analytics, the data, and I love to study what the market is doing. So I heavily watch when we fall to identify bottoms and tops. And so when you hear me talking about things, like that, I'm just trying to identify it, right? I want to study the structure. So this one actually collapsed. It was a pretty good, strong little trap play from it too. Yeah, we got a little collapse zone.
Pretty weak low at 202 also.
Yeah.
Good call.
Yeah, there's the sweep low. Let's see, because we had a full collapse, so unless we get a full absorption here, it's going to be in trouble. Nope, definitely didn't get that one.
I did.
Yeah, did you? That was crazy. What a freaking candle. What is going on? Trump sent out a tweet.
Foundations had that one, Nick.
Did it? Nice.
Yep.
What a sweep. Holy cow.
They almost got the POC. POC's done at 124.50. So
that was a
138.
So that was a sweep and a half, y'all. And like now we swept and absorbed. If we can reclaim the 229 now, then nothing is gonna go. But that was a sweep and a damn half.
That was institutional. We were 2.4 billion short.
Yeah.
We're now 0.45. Like it
Oh
just
yeah. But look at that absorption though.
It's amazing how much money they can move when they want to.
Right.
From Truth Social.
Maybe. Look at this absorption, guys. This is this could be a good one.
That's a sweep if I ever saw one.
Hell yeah. And that is the
I love
importance.
it when TP was fourth like that.
Right. This thing could really move, guys, back to that 302 I was talking about, because holy cow, look at this. This could be a massive push here, guys. That is a stop hunt and a half.
We've got 29,365 is the wall. Deposit down the wall.
Yeah, let's see. Gonna see. This is a big, I mean, that's a V and a damn half right there. But this is a massive absorption, guys. I mean, you go to a 1 minute, you can see. So if we have that kind of absorption with a close above this, which we just got right there, I mean, we got to get through Lisma ideally, but that is a massive manipulative candle right there. So I'm kind of watching. It's a big freaking one. Let's look at the retracement from what it's doing right now, because it looks like it might be holding, yeah, the 236. That is a massive show of strength if it can close above while holding the 236, which would make sense with the absorption. And so this could be a really big move, guys. I have one account here I'm trailing on it. This retracement does matter, guys. But this absorption is usually... Now we're trying to decide, is this stop hunt or is it inducement, right? How this retraces and acts is going to tell you everything on that. So we're pulling back a bit. That was that was wild.
Failed.
So it's coming back on that 50. This is where I would look to see. So there's our 50. So 197. Man, with that nasty of an absorption and reclaim though, I'd be surprised if they don't push it up harder. But like I said, you don't know if it's inducement or stop hunt quite yet. So you can see on the 1 minute, we got the close above though. which usually signals the other way, so this way. That's what I'm kind of watching here. We got a perfect rejection on the 29 just now, though. We had quite the little sweep south there. That looked like a little manipulation with a hard reclaim. Should we suspect potential further upside with that kind of sweep? Let's see what he says.
That little sweep is definitely tempting, but don't start printing bullish victory t-shirts just yet. Price is still swimming against the tide below VWAP 29,261.25 and that institutional pivot at 29,245.35. A hard reclaim is nice, but I wouldn't bet on further upside until price actually clears and holds above the 29245-29266 resistance zone. Otherwise, you're just volunteering to be the liquidity for the next bearish leg.
So what I'm looking at here, guys, from a structure standpoint, is we didn't quite make it to the 50. Lisma's a big deal. So if we sweep like this, rear back close above it, it's going to jump. The way that this swept so hard and reclaim, that's kind of that V you guys know I talk about. If we hold that 50, it's a reversal upside. And so that's what I'm watching. I'm still trading some defensive longs. My extra intraday account I was kind of playing with got smacked in that little pull, so that one didn't work out, but my trading math is okay. I'm good. I'll be okay, because on the other ones I caught that pull and push, and so these ones are doing pretty well. So now we want to see, does that respect here, 222, right? And we want to just continue to see the climbs. I want to see absorptions. We did get a breach. Usually you get a breach, rear back tap. We just held 29 as support, which is critical for what we need. And so now I just want to close above there, preferably really above 50. And then that really has nothing stopping it if it can do it. If it can get a 1 minute close above 50. But yeah, you're right on that one. We came all the way down to that 146. That thing came down quick too. Whew. If anybody likes to see what manipulation looks like, there you go. Some moment of truth cans on this one right here. Let's see if we can get that close. I can see. Oh yeah, we got. No, actually we need 48 seconds and then this one will close. He's long. I am trailing it, trailing it, trailing it. Who's trailing along with me? Those of you in the mentor group, you guys see that was a perfect V hold. You got absorption, like the setup was there. Looking at something right quick. I struggle about here, 76 or so. Just setting up some different rung TPs. So again, we're in another controlled pullback. Let's see how deep it gets. Right now it's 382. For strength, I want to see it jump there, but it can come all the way to there, which would be a perfect Lisbon to us. So we broke that, retesting. We need the buyers to kick back in here. Sellers are coming in pretty good. A little trap too. Interesting. Man, what a wild market, guys. This thing's getting crazy. They're trying to shake out.
About 200 day.
Yeah. So we got our perfect tap here on the 29. Let's see how that treats. Wild. What a wild day, guys. Yeah. If you're still trading, please use low volume. Or if you're green, don't jump in. They are trapping like a mother. So our trapping block doing what it does best. Mind you, it's the 15-second, right? So this is a critical area right here for me, because you can see we're right on that kind of 618. If I pull it to the low here, it's a perfect tap of the 382. So they gotta kick in here soon, guys. And we could come all the way back down to 210, but if the buyers want any hope of reclaiming back, they gotta kick in. They really shouldn't have lost Lisbon either. So interesting little pull here. I'm surprised that the way this looked with this kind of absorption, that it just doesn't want to pull it back to that 302. But we got, there's our 50. So that's our pull. We're getting a little further. So lowest I'd give this thing is 194. And if it don't jump there, that was quite the bear trap into the bull trap. It's got to bounce here. 194 was the lowest. Which it right where it tried to bounce. So I need a good show of strength here by the bulls. Otherwise, might not have no juice. Interesting, the 50's literally back at that 29 again. It's funny how much that 29 just wants to be a critical level for it. Based on the data, it's been a really wild market. Any levels we should be watching now that things have shifted a little? Let's see what he says. Neo, yeah, Neo always got jokes.
Wild doesn't even cover it. This market is a toddler on espresso. Price is currently dangling just above that major gamma support at 29,175.89, which is the line in the sand for the bears. If you're mapping levels, watch the institutional pivot at 29,236.43. The bulls need to shove price back over that hurdle before they can claim any control. Until then, it's just a game of who blinks first at that support level.
Pretty much. Remember that right where it bounced was the line in the sand for me, from my TA do. They had to hold because it's that 618. So the bulls gotta hold this. If they can't get a reclaim of the 382, it's gonna come down hard. But if remember a pull into the 618 that reclaims the 382 and the 236 is massive. So that's probably, in my opinion, what they need to do is get back above here one more time, and then that would give the propulsion on that. Anything short of that, this will be one of the coolest traps out there, because we had a massive absorption with a good hold, with extension, with a lower low pull. I agree. It's like a toddler and espresso. Oh, man. But yeah, let's see. I'm gonna hang on. It's only 10:45, so we still got some time. I'm more intrigued. I get intrigued on this type of structure. I like to watch it. This is what I study. I like to see how it behaves because the market does things a lot the same. Look at the rounding too. You guys see that? You got clean rounding with a sweep wick like that's crazy. Little dome jumps I'm watching. There's another one. And another one. Oh, I think that was 3 actually. Usually you get that third one. Let's see. This 29 just continues to be relevant though. So that he called earlier. But we are getting the buyers trying to come in because I'm getting a little bitty dome jumps. Yeah, now we're getting absorption to the south. See that? It's a battle right here. That's for sure. I want to see a reclaim of 29, and then I'll believe that we're gonna really push there.
Theory-wise, we didn't hit the POC. We came close to it, so they're probably not going to want to touch it.
Yeah, they're definitely accumulating north though, because I can see the little minute dome jumps. Do you see institutions buying or selling? I want to see what he says on it. But you see how we're getting like the trickle, 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 jump. Trickle, 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 jump. That's usually when the institutions are accumulating it before push.
The institutions are playing a confusing game of tug of war. The flow is showing buy pressure, which is nice, but price is still sitting below the 29,241.23 institutional pivot, keeping the bearish pressure active. It's basically a bipolar market where the flow wants to go long, but the structure is still looking for a reason to break down. I'd ignore the noise and wait for price to actually win a side rather than guessing which suit is right today.
So, getting a little push. You can see we are kind of trying to bear flag, but we have absorption to the south that we could not get that close below. So we get to close above, it's going to support that kind of minute jumps that I'm seeing here. This is going to be a big one, the 46 we got to clear, that 53 here. If we can clear this, then we'll get my theory of the 302 test, but anything short of that, we'll see. But that 29 has just been a beast wall, but let's just keep watching the DOM and see what it's doing here. We did clear Lismo again. But here's our breach wick back. We need to close above that breach wick, and then that will push. See that little DOM jump? That one got absorbed a little bit, but...
Hey, before you get close to dropping off, there's a question from Chuck to Johnny, and I'm curious too. Where do you see those numbers that you were calling out earlier about the...
Just on GEX.
On GEX?
Yeah.
Okay.
See that jumping in?
Neo's plugged into it as well, so...
Yeah, it helps with some of the bigger orders for sure. Let's see.
So Neo's got all the real-time options data?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can ask Neo, and he'll tell you where the institutional order flows are, where the gamma walls are, where negative gamma, positive gamma. Neo's probably more plugged in than what I am. So
yeah, he's got all that data already.
Anna and Charm.
Because it comes with a subscription based on that as well, and there's a lot of data in there, so you definitely got to watch a bunch of videos to understand it. I don't even probably fully understand it as much as Johnny does, but you know, I've understood it enough to plug it into Neo, and Neo seemed to understand it pretty well, so that's all that mattered for me. Man, that 29 is just not wanting to budge. See how they rear it back and jump it though? Again, they did it again. See that? The rear back and the jump. That's accumulating, and they're accumulating.
Yeah, if you want to learn more about it, I think Chart Fanatics have done an interview with Freddie.
Yeah, I don't mean
he's
to.
one of the lead guys for Gex.
I mean to cut you off, but yeah, that's what Girk was talking about in our group chat for the mentor group. He dropped that video in there if you guys wanted to watch it. Alright. Guys, this is an interesting zone. That's why I'm really distracted, because I want to watch and see how this plays. Because I like to study what it's doing, right? Because it should behave a certain way if it's going to do certain things. This being below there should drop. But my why is, why are we absorbing into it? Why did we absorb south hard, but then we reclaimed hard? Why are we absorbing into it? Why are we getting slow drops with jumps? Like, all these things matter, guys. And that's what I'm watching. That's why I'm a little bit mildly distracted. Just mildly. And so now, the way it's set up, like I said, it's a perfect bear trap, or perfect bull trap, followed by a perfect bear trap. See the V here, guys? But we reclaimed it, and then we had the jumps as well into it, so it kind of suggested that it was going to fake it. Plus, we had a pull with a potential bear flag, which is another bearish trap. And even in this push, we're still getting dumb jumps. You guys see the jumps that just keep happening? We take our predictive. I put a high back at 266 if you do the deep one. If you do the lower one, it's got a high of 251, which you got really close to. I only have 2 accounts that I'm trading right now that I'm gonna keep trying to grow and swing for a bit. I swung a bit on the intraday one that I didn't start yet, and that one broke. So it got caught in this little poop-de-poop. But it's okay, because I'm up about almost 5,500 on this other one and 36 on the other, so don't really care much about the $100 account. That's called Us Who Trade. It's kind of like when I talk to my wife about it, you know, she has her shopping girl math, and I have my trading math. When my trading math lines up, I'm good. I'm trailing one of my rungs right now just to see if we get this little pop here. So 66, remember, was that predictive. I'm curious if we'll tap it and then reject a bit, or we blow through it. But see how, one thing that I really have studied, many know this about me, is traps. I don't want to see it how retail sees it, right? I want to see, what are they trying to show me, and what is it showing me be underlining, right? Like, that's what I really heavily like to look for. And so that's what I've been mostly watching. The bulls look like they're trying to take back control. What do they need to hold now that we're up here in order to see continuation? Let's start asking them a couple more levels. Guys, and I apologize if I missed a lot of comments. I've been extremely distracted with this.
The bulls are definitely flexing, but they're still grinding through a bearish order block that goes up to 29,272.75, so the party isn't official yet. To see real continuation, I would want to see buyers defend the gamma support area near 29,247.82 and shove price decisively above that 29,272.75 ceiling. If price fails to clear that or slips back under 29,247.82, this whole bullish attempt is just going to be another classic short-lived trap.
Okay, so he likes it to get above 273 before we really get any kind of push. So we're in a controlled pullback now. See if this one gets respected this time. So as long as we stay above here, would be our 50. If we take this pivot right there, that's a perfect 382 tap. So reclaim of the 236 would jump. If it loses that, then it's gonna go a little further back. Yeah, if I can just get back up to that 302, that's gonna be a solid day that I'll be done with. Oh, you took the short? Oh, did you do it from here? You must I don't know when you jumped on. That's why when we were talking, remember, if you just look on the V, I was mentioning we had a deep sweep and an absorption. That is more priority at the time. And so we're staying above that. As long as we stay above the high of that absorption candle, which is like right there, you definitely don't want to short. And so this close there is what I was saying was a pretty good bear trap. This was a pretty good bull trap, right? So they're definitely trapping like crazy. So, and then we had a push here with a lot of absorption into an area that should have rejected us, right? But we're coming into another spot where we cleared everything we needed to clear, and they're still bleeding it. So it is a wonky day, guys. Wonky day. The one thing I will say is, notice, aside from the absorption candle, we are rounding like a mother. I'm curious to see if this can push back up here soon with this higher low. So a push back up on a higher low would tell me they're just bleeding out or going back down to accumulate. Because that's part of what they do, right? And keep in mind, guys, my opening statement was NVIDIA earnings tomorrow. So if they're projected to come out bullish, this is what institutions do, man. They're going to drive it down to get, you know, the liquidity. And as they drive it down, they're buying. And they're driving it down, they're buying. And they're driving it down, and they're buying. That's how they accumulate it before the news. Watch these minute moves. We're almost 11 o'clock, so I'm going to have to pivot here in a second. But I might let it go a little bit after, just because, like I said, we're kind of deep in this little important area here. This is a make or break one, and I'd like to see if my thesis here is right. And so we got a nice little pull. So if we do a little fib pull on that one, it's a perfect 618. And we just reclaimed the 382. So all we need is the 236, and that should create a higher high. But again, with the way that this market's going, man, they are trapping like a crazy out here. Trapping like crazy. Let's see if we get this little push here. A little sell pressure. Let's see if the buyers absorb it. So what it's doing is it's fighting that, the 50 right there. So now it's a battle of which one wins, right? That 50 or this 50. And so quite the battle, guys. Quite the battle. Quite the battle. Man, I don't know if it's your guys' is doing too, but I'm watching my Dom, and it will like jump up a little, and then Trading View freezes, and then it catches up. It tells me there's something crazy about to come in.
It's not happening for me.
Could be me. Yeah. I do have a lot open. A lot of
When the
windows.
last time you retired your computer?
every night. No, I got a lot of windows open, plus I'm on camera on like 3 things. So
Yeah.
again, this went lower than it should have. So let's see if they get any Dom jumps and show of accumulation like they've been doing. There's one jump. Give me a 2. Didn't quite get the second one. There's a little minute one, but it got absorbed. Let's give us one more little hoorah, and then we'll pivot over to our afternoon. See the channel it's trying to form? It's trying to form something like this. We just want to see if it's going to respect it. Let's see. A moment of truth. This went lower than I was thinking it would, but it shouldn't go lower than here if it's going to respect the rounded that I'm watching. So what I'm watching is, are we rounding here, right, with the sweep wick? That is going to be a massive bullish sign if it is. So when we determine this round, this is kind of our middle. So this wants to respect that side. Then we could push again and pull to respect that side. If it does a full collapse here soon, right, then it's not valid. This one a little deeper, but it still respects the parallel that you guys know I love so much. Floor trader pivots for QQQ. So I was telling earlier, if you guys want to do QQQ or anything else, Neo, our AI, can do whatever you want mostly. He supports a lot of stuff, including QQQ. So you can have your own Neo talking to him, and he will give you all the stuff on QQQ. Normally we're done by 11, guys. I'm just hanging on a little because I'm really kind of watching where this is going to go. But if I don't get a jump here soon, or we get a deep pull, then I'm going to probably be done here, and we'll close it, and we'll flip over to the afternoon one. But the afternoon session, we trade with the mentor and the VIP group. And so just trying to see how this is getting respected. But there's a Dom jump. So weird, because see how they keep bringing it down, and then they just kind of jump it, and then they bring it down, and then they jump it. But that was a pretty good move, that this one. That should, again, have pushed us. But if we're following the rounded theory, then it makes sense why it didn't. But a little minute jump. But yeah, with the NVIDIA earnings tomorrow, guys, it's going to be a really difficult day as the day progresses, I think, today and tomorrow. And so if you're still wanting to trade, I just suggest using lower volume or just stay out. So but we're gonna just extend this one a little bit because I don't want to really pivot, and I want to answer some of your guys' questions. Oh, you didn't long this? I've been longing it and doing okay mostly. I mean, it just depends when you're entering and how you're scalping it, right? See that jump again? There's another one. Let's get a third one and then it'll go. Let's see. Where's my third one? Not yet. So now that we're channeling into a support that is proven above Lisma in a wedge, right? Channel, I mean, a break of this channel in the 29 would be what would do it. So there's another jump, but that was kind of delayed. I don't know if I'd call that my third one. Let's see. I just would find it so wild if we did sweep all the way to 110. Not that it's not possible, but we had a massive absorption showing buyers are willing to defend that, right? Now it could be inducement, just wiping out orders, but the way they seem to be accumulating is very interesting. So, guys, let's begin to prepare. I'm gonna kind of watch it in the corner of my eye here. But apologize if I missed some of your guys' questions on it. Yeah, you have the Neo Basic now, though. Yeah. Yeah, I can give you the QQQ levels really quick on it for him, but we're gonna pivot. So at 11 o'clock we pivot over to our afternoon session. Sorry. For the VIP and mentor. So if you traded this morning, Neo called every level damn near to a T. It was phenomenal. If you over traded it, you might have got caught. But see this, what I'm talking about there? Watch. See how we're getting those like accumulative jumps, but I want to see, now we have a breach wick, a rear back is normal, close above the breach wick, we'll give the expansion. So, but we don't want a deep rear back, otherwise it's another fake. But guys, if you want to play with Neo, he is available on our website, NextStepAlgo.com. And all you have to do is go to TradeVision. So when you open up our website, you're gonna see TradeVision, and we have a free trial you guys can do. So on there, you get 3-day free trial. He's mentor, coach, guide, trade management, marriage counselor, whatever you want, comedian. I don't know. He's pretty much whatever you want. If you want him to do something, ask him to do it. We had him doing everything from boxing announcements to, speaking Pig Latin. Let's do one more fun one. All right, I think we're mostly done with the morning session. We're going to be flipping to the afternoon session. Just before we depart, give everybody your best impression of a retail trader trying to trade this crazy trap range. Oh, I moved him to QQQ, but that's okay. It should be the same. Let's see what he says. Let's see if we get a little.
The retail special? It's buying the 709 support, getting stopped on a 708.90 wick, flipping short, and getting face ripped at 710.10. It's the classic, I need to force a trade in this sideways chop, disaster. Do yourself a favor. Let the adults fight over the 709 to 710 walls and wait for a real breakout before you donate more tuition to the market.
He didn't even do it the way I wanted him to, jerk. Well, there you go. There's your